Hey y'all, what's up? What's good? What's poppin'? I know this is a new venue. This is my room. This is my tiny little room. And literally, this video is just a spur of the moment thing. And I'm hoping I'm in the right direction on the camera. And I'm hoping that you aren't getting too much static because the cable that I pay for is not working. And I don't really appreciate that, you know? I don't really appreciate that my cable's not working. So if it's like really weird, it's on the LTE through the Sprint, and that's why it may be laggy or ridiculous. But I needed to talk to you guys because you are who I come to when I have issues to talk about. I feel like y'all are super close. And I have been thinking, I didn't say hi, y'all. Hey, loves, welcome back to my channel. Hi, Janine. What's up? How are you? How was your day? How is your day? So, hey, loves. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Targaye Nicole. We do planning, budgeting, Poshmark, Etsy new releases, um, different challenges. Right now, we're in Just Do It June. And this might actually apply to Just Do It June if this is something you've been thinking about. Um, and we do Happy Nietzsche Plan With Me videos. If you're interested in that or you like the video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate it. We love you. Join the family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today's video, I'm okay just studying for my nursing exam. Girl, nursing is hard. So more power to you, girl. More power to you. Get your study on. So today I want to talk to you guys. Look at my list. Thank you. Look at I got these girl at the hair store alone. They're hanging on for like $1. And I have them in black and brown and they really are hanging in there. Look at my list, you guys. I'm super analytical. I have over 70 items on this list. It's ridiculous. And I made this list today. Okay? So I had this I've always thought like, oh, I should move, I should move, I should move. And I'm sure some of y'all think about it too, like, oh, I don't like where I'm at. And it's not that I don't like where I'm at. New Jersey, I live in Jersey. It's just too dang expensive, okay? I need to turn that off. That's loud. That's just obnoxious. Hold on. New Jersey's expensive. And every time I do my budget, it reminds me how expensive New Jersey is. And then I watch other people, and I know you're not supposed to compare yourself. Cherry Hill. Oh, you're in South Jersey. It's a little bit more less expensive, I feel like, in South Jersey. But up here in Central and North Jersey, they lose their mind. Things are expensive. And I'm like, yeah, it's expensive. It's expensive here. And I'm just like, I work hard to make this money, and I feel like a lot of it is going to rent. However, I do also know that it's all relative to where you are. So if you're here and you make a little bit more, you spend a little bit more on rent. If you're there, if you go somewhere that's cheaper, you make a little less and you spend a little bit more unless your job provides you. Oh, you live near Philly. Hey, Crystal, what's up, girl? Yeah, it's a little less expensive as well. So it's like if you live somewhere that's a little less expensive, you find that if you let me know where you guys live. If you're watching, let me know where you live. I'm interested to know where you live. So you get to make a little less usually unless your profession like sent you there and you kept your same amount of money. But let's go through my ridiculous list. Like I literally made this list today, y'all. Oh, you're in Delaware state. That's kind of good, right? Like y'all don't even have taxes over there in Delaware. Y'all balling out of control. So, but New Jersey is expensive, and I've just been thinking lately, like, is it worth the move? So I just started typing up New York girl, Atia. Bye, Felicia. Ooh, how you doing that? Do you live alone, Atia? Because, ma'am, that's expensive over there too. It's expensive. But you know, for me, I feel like with New York, it's expensive, but you get an experience. Okay? You get the Brooklyn, Harlem, you get all these boroughs, you get to them on a train ride, a subway, walk, bike, hike, whatever you got to do, and you get the experience. So when you're paying millions of dollars, I used to live alone with 2 kids. I don't even know how. Girl, I don't even know how. Planner Heart. Hey, Planner Heart, how are you? If you're in a state that gives you back some things, it's kind of like it's almost worth the experience of living there. In New Jersey, it's close to New York, but it ain't New York. I gotta pay $25 round trip to go and come back. You know what I mean? For the moment. So it's just, I don't know. So here are a few things that I thought we should think about before we move in my mind, okay? So, and this is a mishmash because I literally wrote it at work as they came to me. And you guys let me know what y'all think. So I'm thinking initially we're budgeters. So I got to make a list. So I'm going to make a list of like when I'm going, I got to figure out if you want to rent or a home. In my mind, I'm like, you should always rent. Anywhere you go that's new, you rent, because if you don't like it, why would you buy a house somewhere you don't like that? You share, blah, blah, blah. That was like easy peasy. You're going to go rent. So you rent and then you write down before you go or look at anything. You want to look at your non-negotiables, right? Because you want to know if I'm going to move from somewhere, what am I getting somewhere else? Like, am I going to get a washer and dryer and unit? Do I want it? Yo, y'all loud. I'm trying to record though. Outside. I'm yelling outside. I'm ridiculous. So like, you know, do you want a washer and dryer in your unit? Do you want, is that something you're looking for? Do you want to have a gym now? Do you want to have outdoor space? Delaware, but stay close to Delaware. Can I clear? Oh, y'all, let's check my son. Okay, and then, you know, what amenities do you want? What extras do you want? Then, of course, you know, you got to think about your max budget. Like, what's the most you want to spend? And what's your ideal rental amount? And then you can't go over it either. So, my suggestion is only look at apartments that actually are in your budget. Because y'all know, like, look, oh, it's only $50 over, or it's only $100 over my budget. I can make it work. And when we see the apartment that's like $1,500 when our budget was $1,400, then we talk ourselves into it, and it was cute. And hey, Marquita 83, how you doing, girl? You know, we talk ourselves into like, oh, maybe we could afford it, but we know good and well we can't afford it. So yeah, don't go looking at anything that's more than your budget. It's not gonna happen. That's why you have a budget. I'm good, Marquita. I would ask where you live, but I know you live in New Jersey too. And I don't know, you've been thinking like me, like you need to be moving. And then it's like, make sure you have 2 to 3 times the, right? You know what I'm saying? 2 to 3 times the rent. So, gross salary, because a lot of people look at that. So make sure when you pick your ideal number that you want to spend, because the apartment people are going to ask you, like, hey, you want to rent this apartment for $1,200, but you only make $900 every week. That ain't gonna work, sis. You know what I mean? Like, just make sure your number is actually attainable. And then all the fees now, because that's how they get you. They get you in there, and you look at the thing, and you're like, oh, I'm in love. Amazing. So then you got to think about all the fees that you have to pay. So what do you pay? Do you have to pay utilities? What utilities are included? So they always want to tell you what utilities are included, but they don't want to tell you, right? What do you feel comfortable in paying? Because you really should go in thinking $100 below. So if you know you want to only pay $1,000, look for apartments that are $900 or less, because after you have to think about your utilities and all that stuff, it's like it adds up to your $1,000 budget anyway, and you have to be comfortable. So it's like you got to ask them, what's included? But they like to tell you what's included, but they don't like to tell you what's not included. So your question should be, what's not included? What am I paying? And always ask, like, what was the previous person paying? Like, what was their roundabout number for their electric or their gas bill or something, because you want to get a better idea when you're looking to move also. And what amenities are included, and am I paying for any amenities? Because listen, if I'm over here and I don't want no massage room, but I'm paying massage room prices in my rent, I don't really want to be there, because I'm not paying for something I'm not going to use. That's just ridiculous. And I think it's, yes, all those fees. I was just looking at the apartment that was a 2-bedroom for $1,200. That was charging 75 remote key lock fees. So basically, exactly, that's crazy. Just give me the regular lock. I don't want no remote. Just give me the key regular. I push it in, pull it out, turn the lock. That's it. Thank you, ma'am. Don't want it. I mean, that's great. No thanks. I don't want to pay $75 for that. I didn't. No, no, no. That should have been initially in your fee. Like, I don't want to see that now. It's false advertising in my mind. You know what I mean? So, is parking? Is parking included? Because is parking important to you? Do you drive? Maybe if you don't drive, parking is not important to you. But if you're like me and you have a car and you have guests, you want to make sure that parking is included. You want to make sure that they're not charging you extra money to have parking. That at least one or two spots is included in your rent if parking is an issue for you, especially if you live in a busy city. Like, do you really want to be paying for parking? Because you know some places parking is ridiculous, ridiculous. Okay. Um, I think if you are really serious about it and you know about the place you want to go and you kind of have an idea that you really want to be there and you've seen it online, but you're just kind of going to kind of check it out, I think it might be a good idea to have your application, because usually if it's a good place, they have the applications online already and you can just print them out. So it might be a good idea to print your application out, fill it out, have your pay stubs. I don't know what you do in other states, but in New Jersey they want to like see like 3 to 4 pay stubs to make sure you actually make what you're making, and like any other references that you may need. Have that ready so that when you're there and you make your decision, you're ready to go. However, have your application, but don't be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take this now, because you got to make sure you haggle that price down, because we're budgeters and you're like, oh, is this negotiable? I'll go home and think about it, because then now they're calling you. But just be ready. Stay ready. Okay? Um, and your ID and all that. So, and then I've noticed, I don't know what sites, if y'all were looking for apartments or homes or whatever, what sites do you use to look for apartments? I have used like apartmentlist.com. That's one of my favorite ones because you can kind of pick what amenities and stuff you want and what area you want to look into, and it saves your searches if you log in. Hey, I'm Hamza, how are you? It saves all your searches, and I like walkscore.com, especially if you don't have like a car or something. Zillow is another good one. I've been looking on Zillow as well, and I like them because they send you updates all the time as well. Oh, really? A bad experience, Janine? I haven't. I've only went to see one that I found through Zillow, and she was legit. Only thing, the lady talks too much, and I was like, there was no way Zillow was going to be able to tell me that. So that's not really Zillow's fault. But those two I like the best. I mean, you could do Craigslist, but you got to know how to catch shade on Craigslist, because Craigslist always trying to scam somebody with something. So if you know, if you got your scam detector on, you can definitely do Craigslist and find some gems in there. And be open to looking at ones that don't have pictures on Craigslist, because I remember when I used to just look at, especially when your budget's not high, if you can look at ones that don't have pictures, you get a more selection. Just set up a visit, bring somebody with you in case you don't, you're not ready, and then you both go look at it just so you have some backup. Um, and then so like if you're gonna move out of state or something, you want to make sure that you start to declutter. Like Kamari the crap out of your house. Like start and you probably should do that. Anyway. Like declutter all the stuff, sell all the stuff. Facebook Market is cool. Let Go is cool. Offer Up. We got so many things. I found a nice house for 1100. Contact the person, kept stalling with letting us view the property. Um, then he finally said we couldn't see it because the owner had the keys. What? Why you don't got the keys? Like you did not contact the owner and let me know that? That's ridiculous. See, I don't like that. Don't waste my time. That's crazy. That's why maybe when you do Zillow, it might be a good idea to see if you can actually Google that listing agent and make sure they are legit before you even attempt contacting them. And when you're using that kind of stuff, I say like seriously just use the contact information. Don't contact through the site. I would like, usually they have that person's name that you can contact on there, and text or call them really would be better than texting. Hey Tara, I finally caught it live. I do Zumba on Mondays at 5 to 6. Good evening. I'm supposed to be at Zumba from 6 to 7, but it was rainy here and I had a rough day at work and I just didn't to. So because he wasn't the owner, he just took pics of the house and posted them. See, shady boots. That's what I'm talking about. You got to be careful. Zillow, I've never thought you'd be one of those. Craigslist, I can see that happening. Zillow, so we have to be careful of that over there too. Scammers are everywhere, okay? Um, so make sure you declutter your stuff. That's a big deal. If you're planning on moving, you're moving out of state, in a state, whatever, you don't want to take your crap with you. Nobody wants to do that. The stuff you don't want. And y'all know, sell it Poshmark, eBay, wherever you gotta sell it. Mercari, wherever you're going. Get some coin. Save that, get some money, because you need to save money to move. Like, honestly, if you're moving in state, you probably need to save like 3K. If you're moving out of state, you probably need to save anywhere from 3 to 5K. And I mean K like thousands. So you know what I mean? Like, it's expensive. Hi, Better Lake then, bro. How was I missing this? Yes, they are struggling with Poshmark. Girl, Poshmark. I don't want to talk about no Poshmark. I literally started to try and share and stuff. I even took some clothes out to take pictures and stuff. But I felt like, hey, LaShawn, how you doing? How you doing, girl? It's like, I just can't. It's like it's not picking up. I'm sending even great offers, but I can't tell you about Poshmark. I'm going to do another live about Poshmark, because I think they have a scam going on and I want to tell y'all about it. You definitely want to, like I said, declutter, and then you want to set up like somewhere to do your budget for that, and then you want to set up, maybe look into, of course you're going to look for a job. I would hope you're looking for a job before you leave. Please look for a job before you leave, unless you're like me, who's thinking about moving to Georgia and my family's there. So I don't need, I mean, I like to find a job before I leave, but I have a houses, like my sister has a house, my mom has a house. I can always go stay with them. They're not going to kick me out into the street. But I have bills to pay outside of that will come with me. So I would like to have a job. So definitely look for a job. And then I would say start looking for a job 2 to 3 months in advance. And then, really, I don't know if I love it. The last time I was there, I felt like I was working so hard. I was like, I might as well just be in Jersey with my friends. Like, it was ridiculous. But I wasn't in my real career like I am now. So I'm thinking about trying it again. Y'all know I can budget now, so handle the money better. So I don't. Is it raining there? Yeah, it's raining here. It's raining here. Um, so definitely also, if you, the closer you get, I wouldn't say contact a staffing agency until you're close to like maybe a month in, because they're usually quick at finding you a job. But it would be a good idea to call up a staffing agency and find out how much, how much the median amount of your profession makes. That way you can, like, these are a lot of things you want to do so that you figure out how much you can make, so you figure what you kind of going to have to budget with, and you can figure out your ideal price. Because a lot of times staffing agencies, if you have that kind of job, will be able to say, you make about 35K here, 45K. Now, if you're moving to the South or less, where the minimum wage is, don't expect to make what you're making unless you're transferring with your company and you've negotiated to keep your same salary. I mean, just be realistic. I started with IntelliCare. They pay good for CNAs, and right. If you find an agency and where you're moving, you have good resume. Set up your resume. Work on your resume before you move. Have amazing resume. Have someone look at it. Maybe have an agency in your area look at it. Someone who's really good with resumes look at it, so that when you send it out, you're a top candidate. To the point where some people, if you're that good in your field, some people will pay for you to relocate, and that would be amazing. So, and see if you can do explain your situation. See if you can do the face to face over the Skype interview first, so you're not wasting your mileage going back and forth, or your money going back and forth to interviews, or try and set up a whole bunch of interviews on the same week or weekend, and choose to take those 3 days off to go do all your interviews, or 2 days to do your interviews. This is if you're moving out of state. And then, or I would say, try to get the Skype interview in. That way they decide whether or not they kind of like your personality from there, and then you can do a face-to-face, rather than wasting your money trying to go for interviews face-to-face. As well as, if you're really good with your money at this point and good with credit cards, get yourself, or if you don't have one, a mileage credit card, so that when you're doing all this travel back and forth, you can earn extra points back and forth. But only do that if you are responsible with your credit cards. Otherwise, you're just gonna put yourself in debt. Plan for the trip, have the money saved, get the points, pay for the trip, like that. Don't pack. Remember, when you're packing, don't pack up all your essentials. You know what I mean? Like, make sure you have essentials off to the side, like garbage bags, cleaning supplies, your toothbrush, your toothpaste. Like, because you don't ever know what's going to happen with, like, your moving company. Like, you might have a bum moving company and they don't show up for a day or two. Then what? You don't have any snacks. You don't have any toiletries, you don't have any underwear, you have a pet, you don't have any dog food for them. You know what I mean? So think about the things that you need on your day to day and pack a separate box and carry in your bag or your car to make sure you're covered for at least 3 to 5 days if something does happen with your moving company or anything happens with your stuff, so that you will be okay, and especially have yourself a little emergency side money for that as well in case you forget to bring something you really need. Um, Another thing, location, location, location. I feel like some people think like that's only a thing when you're moving into a home. Nah, that's a thing when you're moving into an apartment as well. You need to make sure you like the location that you're in. That's like the worst. And don't let these people fool you. Don't let these people fool you when you go, because real estate and apartment complexes are open from 9 to 5 for a reason. Because 9 to 5 for a reason is because it's daylight and it looks nice over there. I'm thinking about relocating to Georgia as well. I mean, I am the job market down there. Yeah, I mean, set yourself up something on Indeed for the area you're looking for, and have them send you for your job type, and have them send you daily updates. See how many of them are the same job that they just keep reposting versus new jobs, and how much are actually available. Send out your resume even if you're not ready, just to kind of see if anybody gets back to you. Just be savvy about it, just to see if there is actually a job opportunity down there for you or wherever you're going, because a lot of times people move and they have a job and then they don't find a job and then they're frustrated. So what was I saying? Location, location, location. So they're open from 9 to 5 for a reason, because, I mean, everything looks nicer in the daytime. Homie, please, beg you, do it, Leah D, gentlemen. Drive past the place at night. You might go somewhere and it looks amazing, and in your mind, and I mean, keep it in your mind. Don't let them see you're too excited, because that's when they throwing things extra in there at you. Though she wants it, so let's throw this in, and she want a storage unit, and she no. Be happy in your brain, okay? Be like, yes, this might be the one. I'm excited, and rejoice in your car. Don't let them see all that. But and fill out your application, leave, and come back and say, okay, I'll think about it. I'll let you know the next day. You and whoever or yourself drive by that place at night. Make sure that it's nice and quiet, or the same vibes or feels that you want it to be when you drive by at nighttime. Because you could look at somewhere in the daytime and it's beautiful and it's park-like and the birds are chirping and nobody's there because they're all at work. And then you come back at like 9, 10, 11 o'clock and there's people hanging on the corner. There's people blasting music. It's mad loud. There's all kinds of smells in the air that you don't even like. Cats barking, and then you're like, oh no, this is not for me. Or you come back and it's really nice and quiet and it's perfect, and you're like, yes, this is the place for me. Just another FYI, y'all, I got so many things that go through my brain, like when I'm making a decision. I came up with all of this today. It's so bad. Make sure that, if you're out type of person that likes to do stuff, like make sure that it's near, walking distance to things you want to do, driving distance to things you want to do. Is it near restaurants? Is it near spas, if that's your thing? Is it near movies, if that's your thing? Is it near just general activities? Are you a gym that's on site, or you got to wait for somebody if your water's leaking? Things like that you want to ask. What is outdoor space important to you? Do they have a garden or a thing for your dog to walk? If you're into that, do they even allow pets? If you have a pet, major thing. Do they allow pets for you to do or whatever? I don't know. I don't have pets, so I don't know. Is there a specific breed that you can't have? Is there a weight limit? Are there going to be another fee on top of that for you to have a dog? How much is that, or cat, or whatever, a pet? Is there going to be additional money for you to have that you need to add on to your rent? These are all hidden fees or other fees that you need to think about when you're moving. Are you going to have to adjust your renter's insurance? Do you have renter's insurance? If you don't have it now, will it be required in your new place? What is the security deposit like? In some places, security deposit might just be 1 month. Some, like in Jersey, your security deposit is usually 1.5 months. Some places out here, you have to have like 2 months. So saving money is a lot. You have to really be ready, because you got to have your month, your 2 months, your moving fees, all kind of foolishness ready to move. So you can't, I wouldn't suggest you be like, oh, I gotta move, I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna move tomorrow. Unless you're hefty, your bank account is hefty, I don't really see that happening. So it's not without you depleting funds. What? Taxes? See, homegirl over here is in Arizona and they add taxes to her rent. I never heard of no crap like that. I wish you would tax my rent. I already got to pay taxes on everything else. I wish you would tax my rent. New Jersey. No, that's a lot. I didn't know that. See what I'm saying? It's good to check out the rules for rentals and stuff for wherever you are going to move, because you don't ever know what it is. And then have a few months rent saved up so that if something happens with the job, they start you later, they start you sooner. Like, you never know what's gonna happen. Just be prepared. When would you like to move? What city, what area are you moving to? You know what I mean? I would say, to be honest, if you want to move to a different state, or I would give yourself a good 6 months to save up enough money, unless you have excess money where within 3 months you could save like 3K or something. I'm just saying, it seems like a lot to save at once. But if you have a good income, you could do it. So make sure you choose a date. Also, I hear that like February, no, October, November, December, January, February areas, like, you get better deals because less people are moving. But when it hits like spring, March, April, May, June, July, August through September, everybody's moving because it's warmer. It's easier for them to move. So the prices are jacked. So that's something else you want to think about. What time you want to move, what time frame you want to move. You want to move when the prices are lower because we're trying to save ourselves some money, and more than likely they're going to have deals during those times. Why are you moving? That's another main thing. Like, why are you moving? Why would you be moving? Because is it just that you're frustrated at your job? Are you frustrated where you live? Are you legitimately moving for a real reason, or are you just moving out of frustration and you decided this moment you were going to move? Make sure you write down your feelings in a journal or on paper or something to make sure you're moving for the right reasons. Financial is definitely a good reason. To be closer to a family is a good reason. I'm not going to tell you what is a good reason for you or me or whatever, but just know that whatever the move is, just make sure it's justifiable. There are going to be moments when you get emotional about leaving your friends and family, and if they're there where you're moving from, and you just want to make sure it's the right decision for you. Like, just wanting a good start, a new fresh start is a good reason. Like, any reason could be a good reason. Just make sure you have a valid reason for your life. Where will you stay when you move? So are you moving into like family where you're going, or are you moving and no one's there that you know? So if you're moving with family or something, yeah, it might be easier. You won't have to save as much. You also don't want to overstay your welcome unless it's like your parental units, like your parents or something. Then maybe they won't kick you out. But like, even if it's your sister, something like that, they probably have their own lives, and they're used to their own privacy. So you don't want to overstay your welcome, especially if you're gonna go stay with friends or something. Like, if my friends came to stay with me, I don't expect you to be chilling in my house like for a year. I expect you to get here, get your job, save your money, get out. Like, I don't even care. Like, that's too much. Like, you're doing too much, sis. So I feel like, although it's your family, hello, exactly. Even though it's exactly, Sean. Even if it's your family, they don't want you in their house. You're a grown behind person. They're like, get yourself together. They're your parents. They're always going to love. In New York now? Oh, girl, how are you in New York? How are you people in New York? Do you live by yourself in New York? I'm not understanding New Yorkers. Like, it's so expensive there. That's like when it's just as bad as New Jersey. And so it's like, your family, your friends, they're going to get tired of you. I mean, they love you, and hopefully upstate New York is better. I don't know. Oh, that's cheap. $8.25. Girl, that's cheap. Subject Tara, thank you. I'm in Hawaii. Nada much here. Nothing much here. Oh, okay. I mean, if it's not killing your pockets, it's all right. So it's like, they're gonna get tired of you. As I'm saying, they're gonna eventually get tired of you. And please don't be a deadbeat guest. Do not be one of those people who come to someone's house, whether it's your family or not, and pays no bills and incorporates no money. Like, okay, maybe you don't have a job right away, if you're moving in with family or something, but you better know how to cook. You better know how to clean. You better know how to with something. Because don't come in my house, sit there, watch TV, eat popcorn, eat my food, use all my electricity, my lights, and my water, and think that's going to be okay. Please don't do that. Do not do that. Because they will get tired of you a little bit faster. You might could overstay your welcome a little bit longer if you're more helpful. You're putting towards, like, you sit down, have a conversation. You're a grown up, right? Bring a snack. Exactly. Do something. Something. Like, something. So I'm just like, if you're a grown up, like, sit down and have the conversation. I'll pay your electric bill. I will pay the cable bill. Let's talk about what it is. Figure out what you're going to contribute and plan in mind. Exactly. Be a grown up. Have a sit down talk with them. Say, hi, I'm coming down. I'll probably be looking to get into an apartment within the next 6 months. Will it be okay to stay with you for 6 months? Are you okay with me staying upstairs, downstairs, underneath the toilet? I don't know where you want me to stay. Yeah, buy things. Incorporate yourself. Like, show them that you're looking for a job. Show them that you're out every day putting your little suit on and going out there and interviewing. Let it look like you're having some kind of effort, okay? Don't make it look like it actually has some kind of effort. Be doing something productive with your time. Like, if you're staying in my house and I turn around and I just came home from a hard day at work and you sitting on my couch eating bonbons, watching TV, and the house is a mess and you've been home all day, we're going to have a real life problem. Okay? A real life problem. You got to go. You got to go. And I mean, be thoughtful. Be thoughtful when even if you don't have a lot. And that's why I say, do not move into people's house without no savings. Like, have a little bit of money on the side. If you can't pay a bill, at least, like she said, bring a snack. Be able to bring some juice in the house, some milk, bread, something. You know what I mean? Like, be able to provide something. And if you can't buy anything, be able to provide a service. Be able to clean up. Be able to cook. Be able to do something. Take care of the child. Let them get out the house. Children. Be able to provide something that they enjoy coming home to see you. Do not be in my house ignoring me either. Do not walk out my house and disregard me either. Do not come in or go out without recognizing me if you see my face. Rude. It's rude. You can't come in and be like, you walk past me and don't say anything. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I'm on my way out. You know what I mean? Do not do that. That's rude. Like, and maybe it's because I'm Jamaican, but it's rude. Like, don't be in my house and see me and don't say anything. I'm not asking you to have a conversation with me. I'm not asking you to sit down and tell me about your day. But if you see me in passing, hi, how are you? Good evening, good afternoon. I'm going. I'm out. I'm not asking you to tell me where you're going. Just let me know you're not here. Because if a fire comes and breaks out, I might be looking for you, kill myself looking for you, and you ain't even here. No. Which we don't want. Now I'm off on a whole nother subject. But y'all get what I'm saying. Don't be in people's house and doing nothing. Because I've had house guests that was so good that I did not want them to leave. Like, I mean, like, they were cooking. They was cleaning. I was like, you can stay as long as you want. It makes a difference. It does. Hi, Glenda. Hey, how are you doing, girl? It makes a difference whether people want to stay, want you to stay, or don't want you to stay when you're actually helpful. My brother-in-law lived with us for 5 months once he started his job and started buying clothes and food. No, exactly. No. Like, and I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but I don't want to see you in new sneakers and there's nothing in my fridge. Like, but you eating. Though. Why are you not saving? Like, what? You not planning on leaving? Like, are you not planning on leaving my house? Because I'm going to need you to leave eventually. And if you're buying shoes, you're not putting that money to savings to a new apartment or whatever. So I'm saying, sit down, have a real life conversation, and be honest. Like, if you know it's going to be 6 months, if you know it's going to be a year, be honest. Be like, okay, it's going to take me a year. Have a plan. Like, look like an adult. This is my budget. This is what I budgeted out for the year. This is how I plan on saving it. This is what I can give you. Are you okay with that? This is what I can offer you. Are you okay with that? You can check in 3 months, see where I'm at. This and that, and keep them posted on a regular basis so they know you're not just playing games. Let me move on from that tactic because we could be there all day. Okay, and that's our family, friends, or other. Where are you gonna work? You know what I mean? Like, you need to figure out where you're going to work. Because you're going to either have to figure out your apartment. I don't like to commute. I have to commute now and I don't like it. So I know for me, if I move, commuting is not a thing I want to do. So I know when I move or if I move, I will find a job and then I'll find an apartment around it, or I will find an apartment and find a job around it, because I don't want to be driving more than 20, 30 minutes to work. I drive to an hour now. I don't like it. It's not for me. The closer I can, and it's more gas, it's more mileage on my car. Don't want to do it. So definitely something to think about. Either you want your commute to be closer to you, or you want to live closer to your job. Vice versa. Just think about it. You want to work, and it's your new start. Think about what you want from your job. You know what I mean? Like, do you want what you don't have now? So do you want a 401k? Do you want, what kind of benefits do you have? I have no vision. I have no vision at my job. Do I want vision at my job? Yes, because I don't want to come out of my own pocket. Like, can I get a VSP or something? So, you know, do you want vision? Do you need dental? Do you need life insurance? You want to make sure that the next job you get, so take your time. The next job you get covers everything you don't currently have, that you complain about, that you want. I'm just saying, just think about it. And when do you start looking for a job? Like I said, I think you start looking 2 to 3 months in advance. And then when it gets closer to when you really want to move, hit up those temp agencies within a month, because temp agencies like to see you. So hit them up and let them, when you have a plan as to when you will be in your new area, if you're moving out of state. Like, if you know you're going to go down to visit in like a week, call them 2 weeks in advance. Can I meet up with you on this day? I'll be in town. I'd like to meet you. I'd like to give you my resume. Have you start scouting some things for me. How far did we talk about that? Okay. You also want to start changing over your address and things like that. Like, I say like a month ahead of time. Have the post office start holding your mail, because you want to make sure that when you move, somebody else is not getting your mail. I'm getting somebody else's mail right now, and I don't want it. I like tried to give it back. I just started throwing away. I know, God forgive me. I just started throwing it because I'm like, I can't open it because it's an offense, and y'all ain't sending me to jail for opening nobody's mail. But I'm tired of getting it. I left it back into my mailbox, said it wasn't mine. Put a note on it, said it wasn't mine. They kept giving it to me, so now every time I get this Shirley lady's mail, I just throw it in the garbage. And I don't want nobody to do that to my mail, so start forwarding your mail for pickup at the post office, and everything you get that you want, start changing over the addresses so that, you know, to either a P.O. box or to wherever you know you're going to go. If you're going with your family or something like that. And then you always, like we talked about, you gotta need to figure out how much you need to save and how much you'll have to pay for like a moving truck, for new furniture. So if you get new furniture, that's another question. If this is not a new place for you and you're somewhere already, do you plan on getting new furniture? Do you plan on selling your furniture? I mean, that's a good way to get a little extra coin. You can sell furniture that you already have, like I said, on Let Go, OfferUp, Facebook Market. Sell the furniture you have, put that money aside. But now, keep in mind, if you go somewhere else, you got to get new furniture. Now, if you're moving with family, you have time to save for new furniture. But if you're going somewhere else, I tell you this, and I'm so serious about it. I moved one time at bank camp, and if I can give you any advice, get a bed. I don't care if it's just the box spring and the mattress. Do not get a blow-up bed and think that's going to be okay. You can get a blow-up bed to put in your car for travels in case, you know, your bed does on a truck somewhere and you don't know when it's going to get there. But do not consider a bed a long-term, I'm saving for a mattress type thing. Save for your mattress before you move and your box spring, and get yourself a little $50 frame that they sell at those little cheapo places, or put it on the floor. Do not move out of bed, because you got to keep in mind that you're getting up every morning to go to work and you work hard. And the one thing you do need is a good night's sleep. And I'm telling you from experience, I thought I was cool and I was on the floor with the floor mattress. I wake up on the floor, even though I was on the air mattress in the beginning of the night. And then one time I poked a hole in my air mattress with my belt buckle, and I was mad. And I was sleeping on the floor. So if anything, you get nothing else. You don't need a couch. You need a dining table. You don't need nothing else, girl. You don't even need utensils. You go to Dollar Tree and get some plates and stuff for $3. But what you do need is a bed. How long have you been on your own? After being independent, it can be difficult to move with family. Oh, I've been on my own for a while. Since I was like 21, and I'm in my late 30s now. So my mom is so laid back, and more than likely, my plan is to go stay with my sister who has an extra room, and then use my mom as a break from her, because that's another thing you want to think about when you're staying with friends and family. You want to give them a break, like save $60 to $80 on the side every month to check yourself into a hotel. Give them their space back for a couple days, whether it's a weekend or one day. Like, so if I was to move back to Georgia, I would probably go stay with my sister because she's younger than me. She's more free flowing, whatever. But she just got married, so I don't want to be in their space all the time. So lucky for me, I could just bounce. You know what I mean? Bounce from my sister's house to my mom's house and give them a break in between, like not to get tired of me. But in my mom's house, the whole downstairs is like a bathroom, a bedroom. I could go in and out of the house and they wouldn't even know I was there. So it's like that's more of like an apartment. It wouldn't be an issue for me to go back and forth through them. So I wouldn't feel like I'm invading anybody's space for too long. And my mom is so much more laid back now that she's not like worried about where I'm at and where I'm going. And plus, I'm trying to save money, so I'm not really trying to go all these places and do all these things. Yes, I do want to explore neighborhoods, but that's what my sister's for. She'll take me places, and then I can decide where I want to go. But other than that, I think I would be good. I know it's different, but I'm humble enough to realize that it's not a situation that's going to last forever. And if it does become a problem, y'all know when sometimes you need that that uncomfortableness to motivate you to get the hell up out of a situation even faster. See Tara save that $1,000, $3,000, $4,000 in like 2 weeks. Be like, how'd you do that? I don't even know, girl. I don't even know. But no, so yeah, you gotta think about the furniture stuff and sell what you can for extra income, clearly. um and what would I do? For me personally, what I would do is my Poshmark inventory, I would either bring it and put it in storage, or I would like sell it off really cheap just to get some extra income in as well. Or I could go ahead and do like everybody's doing those mystery bags, because I have good inventory. I could like create mystery bags and sell them for like 5 or 6 pieces for $20. It's better than having no money, and I really don't want to move with a whole bunch of stuff. And that's my whole thing. I just want to minimalize and declutter, and I don't want to bring all that stuff to somebody else's house, and then paying for a storage unit on the side will be kind of be a lot. So I don't know. That's another question. Um, I would say, like we said, pare down your shoes and your clothes, sell what you can. Only bring things that you love. Only bring things that spark you joy. Um, Get free money. Don't pay for no boxes. Do not pay for boxes. You can get free boxes at the supermarket, at the mall, and any kind of stores, like dollar store. Excuse me. I repeated a lot of things. That's why I'm reading it. How much will movers cost, friends? So, you gotta, if you're moving somewhere where you already have friends and family, do you need movers, or can you bribe your friends and family to help you move and pack? But also keep in mind, you have to be appreciative. So all the times that they come to pack and help you move, you also have to now have a little tiny budget aside to feed those people, because then nobody coming to help you move. You better get them people some pizza, some beer. I don't drink beer, but like some wine, some water, some juice, some beverage, some bevitas, whatever. You got to get them something. Like, you ain't coming to work for free. They're your friends, but treat them nicely if you want them to continue to be your friends. So have a little budget for that. Also, if you're moving out of state, like for me, if I moved into Georgia, because I've been thinking Georgia, Florida, or North Carolina, or the Carolinas. I don't know whether it's north or south. Those are the three places on my radar right now. So I haven't made any decisions, but those are the places on my radar. But for me, I have like Lushawn. Hey, Lushawn, girl, how you doing? She's in Florida. So and my girl Cece, they're both in Florida. One's in Jacksonville. I don't really know exactly Florida, Lushawn. And you have eyes and ears there. So if you knew you wanted to look at a specific apartment and you trust them, like LaShawn has a beautiful home, I would trust her to be like, okay, LaShawn, Do you have time to go look at this apartment for me? Take a video, send me a video, upload it to YouTube, and so only I can see it, or whatever it is, or ask my sister to go visit apartments for me and just kind of give me an idea if this is a good look. Drive by it, see if it's okay. If you know people who are there where you're moving, then you can actually not use them, but utilize them to help you find things or look at places that you can't just keep flying in and out, because that's money out of your budget to be flying in and out. So that's another thing to think about. They can send you videos or send you pictures of the places that you're interested and like tell you yes or no, like this is not a good look or that's not a good area, we drove by there. And I think a lot of people don't remember that when you move, because every time I move, my insurance company sends me a little message like, you moved, my car insurance, you moved, what's your new address? And your rate goes up or down depending on, I think, the safety of your neighborhood. So keep in mind that you want to be in a safe place or one that they consider to be safe, because your insurance on your car will go up based on that. I think that's what happens. That's why they want to know where you live. So keep in mind that your insurance will change or might not change, but keep in mind that that can totally happen. Check for the insurance rates in the areas that you're moving. Don't forget, now you have to register your car in the state that you're moving to, and you have to change over your license in the state that you're moving to. So these are little tiny fees that a lot of people don't think about, but they're there. So budget for these things. Have your miscellaneous budget. Um, and figure out if the driver's license process is the same. Like in Jersey, you have to have 5 points of security to get your license. I don't know what it is everywhere else. It might be the same, but know what you need to have for your driver's license to get it switched over. Because some cops ain't having it. How are you going to get your car there if you drive? Are you going to U-Haul it on the back and tow it? Are you going to drive it down? What kind of mileage? Are you going to make sure you have a oil change, tire rotation so your car doesn't break down on the road? If it's not a newer car, is it going to get flown down? Is it going to go on a train? I don't know all the different ways it can go. Someone else going to help you drive. Are you going to have your friends drive and then fly them back up? Like, just things to think about. Gas costs for driving down. Don't forget to create your post budget. And another thing is, like, I feel like if you know ahead of time that you're going to do it, it's going to sound kind of frou-frou and cheesy, but consider making a vision board for what you want. Consider creating a vision board, or if you don't want to do the whole board thing, take a piece of paper and write down exactly what you envision your place or your life in your new place being in like a sentence or two. So you want to write like something along the lines of, I see myself in a beautiful sky-rise apartment with wonderful views, lovely neighbors. Like, you want to get the feeling, so when you read that back to yourself every day, you feel like you're in this place. Just something to do. It's like manifesting what you want. Definitely think about doing that. I'm almost done, you guys. I know, I feel like I've been talking for a long time. Google Sheets, vision board, place. Check out apartment listings. We talked about apartment listings on Zillow's apartment list, hotpads.com. Oh, if you're new to paying rent and you're a newer person, what I would suggest you do, like a newer person, like if it's going to be your first apartment and you're not used to paying rent and you know what your budget is, and you can trust your parents, because we can't all trust our parents. Some of our parents have taken our social security numbers and went and did what they are trustworthy, significant, or trustworthy anybody, grandma, something. What you should probably do, and this will also help you save, practice paying your rent. So before, say 6 months before you wanted to move, you were like, okay, my budget is $650. You take your $650 and you give it to that person every month as if you're paying rent. And for the next 6 months, you pretty much built up the habit of paying your rent on time. Set a date that you pay them every time, budget it out, pay that person, and then at the end of the season, collect your money back. And you know what? That $650 that you kept paying them is now money for you to move. Just a little hack. there if you think about it early enough. Um, do you want to rent on your own? Are you going to have roommates? Can you afford to rent on your own? Check out Lucia on Lifestyle Channel. She just did a little mock budget, which was actually based on real numbers of somebody she knew about budgeting if you had a roommate. Check her out, Lucian's Lifestyle. Um, you sometimes you can't afford it on your own, and the best way to go initially is to have a roommate, but make sure, I think she had mentioned, have your own lease set up so that you can get out of it without any hard feelings, because that's a tough situation. Um, don't forget, some places, if you now have established credit or you're new to the state or that's just the state rules, you'll have to have a deposit for your gas, electric, cable bill sometimes. So keep that in mind. Don't be caught off guard when they're like, well, we're going to get a deposit. Now, usually they give the deposit back to you after a year or they apply it to your bill. But that is a thing. It does happen. When you're in apartments and looking for apartments, think about water pressure. Like, I don't like, if that's important to you. For me, I don't like renting places with low water pressure. So people look at me crazy, but I will flush the toilet. I will turn on water because I don't want to go somewhere with low water pressure or stinky water that smells when I first turn it on, or crazy colored water. Like, test these things out. Make sure that you make sure if these things are important to me. So I'm saying it like that each room has a plug in it, sufficient plugs for like your lamps. If you're in the bathroom, you want to be able to plug in your hot hair tools if you use those. You know, you want to make sure there's light in each room. And if there's not light in each room, where you be able to plug a lamp in each room. And for me, natural lighting is very important. So if I don't want to be in someone's basement with no big windows, I want big windows. Just things to think about that you put on your list that sometimes when you're viewing places you forget. As well as like storage. You want to make sure you have enough storage for your clothing. Like, yeah, okay, I have a closet that has storage, but is there a linen closet? Where am I going to put my towels? Where am I going to put my sheets? Where's all that going to go? Think about all the storage options that you need and make sure the place you're getting doesn't like throw you off so you don't remember these basic essential things. No, if you sign a lease, you find a place you love, know your lease. Read your lease. I don't know why people think it's about, you got to read the lease. I know it's boring and you're going to fall asleep 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 or 10 times while doing it, but you got to read it. Because if you don't read your lease, then you don't know what fees you really are responsible for, what they consider minimal damage, and what they can hold your deposit for. Because some places might think a hole from hanging pictures is wear and tear, and some people will expect you to spackle that up, or else they're taking it out your deposit. You need to know what it is to break your lease, especially if you're going to have roommates, or if the emergency comes up and you need to break your lease. You need to know what you have to pay. Do you have to pay out the rest of the rent no matter what for the rest of the month, or do you just need to give them a certain amount of time in advance? Read your lease. Then I mentioned something and they were like, if you're moving out of town, you should check Amtrak. She said a lot of people don't know about Amtrak shipping. Like, you can ship up to 500 pounds for like less than $600 or something like that. So if you're moving with a lot of stuff and it's less than 500 pounds, y'all might want to check into that Amtrak. You gotta box it up yourself and probably deliver it and unbox it yourself. But hey, it could save you a lot of money. And that's Don't forget to cancel any utilities, cable service, or transfer it if they still have that service. And do it ahead of time because you don't want nobody using up your electricity. I did that once. I was mad. I got billed for PSNG, although I thought I turned it off. Confirm everything. Although I thought I turned it off, and somebody down there using up my PSNG, and I got billed for it and had to pay it. I was annoyed because I was paying for my apartment and the apartment I had just left. Not cool. And make sure you confirm your movers twice. So if they say they've scheduled you for your move date, call the day before or the days before or on the day of. Be that annoying person to make sure they actually have you on the schedule and confirm when they're going to do that. And if they can write it in an email, get it in an email. Get everything in an email. That's my thing because you got to get that in writing. And another thing that a lot of people don't think of, and these are like the last two things, don't forget to clean up. Don't forget to clean your place, leave it as it was. Have a plan for that. Don't try to do that the last day. Schedule to do that a week in advance or 2 days before to clean up your place, as well as try to make a plan to use all the food in your fridge that's perishable. If you have fruits, vegetables, Don't go buying more vegetables a week or two before you're gonna move. Make meal plans around what you already have in your fridge and power tools. Canned stuff, you can move them. They're good. That's fine. But like, try to eat your veggies, your fruit, your meat that are gonna perish out real quick. And then also, last but not least, are two things. Don't forget to measure your furniture to make sure that it can go through the doors in and out of wherever you're going and coming from, as well as if you need any help disassembling anything. Make sure you get help, not the day the movers are there looking at you waiting for you to disassemble stuff, but get somebody, your friend, family, to come help you disassemble stuff before it's dead and whatever. And then last but not least, you want to refill any prescriptions that you have if you are in need of prescriptions, whether you're diabetic, your cholesterol, your blood pressure, all that jazz. You want to do all that. But I've already taken up almost an hour of your time and my phone is dying. I so appreciate you guys for listening to me, because I've had literally made that list today. Like, it crossed my mind, and I'm the type of person that needs to write it down and get it out of my brain, or else it will bother me for a long period of time. And reiterating it to you and talking to you about it, knowing that I'm not the only person that thinks about moving all the time, but some of you over there in upstate flipping 825. Maybe I need to be looking into moving to New York. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Remember, guys, in order to be great, you have to be grateful, and have a wonderful, blessed day. I'm super, super appreciative of you. Thank you for listening to me.